Raider Nation, what's going on? You're watching the Raiders Report, and oh shit, those graphics are pretty wild. Shout out to today's sponsor, Manscaped, the Lawnmower 5.0, because two heads, we're always trying to elevate the game here, and so is Manscaped. Two heads are better than one. If you want to get started with our sponsor today, go down in the comments, go down in the description, manscaped.com, code Raiders for the best male grooming products out there. So coming up here on today's show, we're going to be looking at the Raiders 2024 free agents. Las Vegas has 14 UFAs and then 2 ERFAs, and I'll explain what each of those are. But essentially what I want to do on today's show is not just tell you who the 16 free agents are, it's how likely that they will be coming back to the silver and black in 2024. So if you don't know what a UFA is, it's when you think of a free agent in the NFL, that's what a UFA is. Any player with 4 or more accrued seasons and an expired contract free to negotiate and sign with any team. So when you hear the typical term NFL free agent, you think of UFA. That's what an unrestricted free agent is. However, there are RFAs and then there are ERFAs. So an ERFA, which the Raiders have 2 of them this year, any player with fewer than 3 accrued seasons and an expired contract, if his original team offers him a 1-year contract at league minimum based on his credited seasons, the player cannot negotiate with other teams. So essentially, the 2 ERFAs, you're essentially going to offer them like vet minimum type of deals, even a little bit less than that. So the biggest name, though, in terms of Raiders free agents in 2024, it's this guy, Josh Jacobs. And my main question, because that's going to be the biggest question that I get from today's show, will Josh Jacobs be on the Raiders next season? Yes? No. The Raiders franchise tagged him. They declined his 5th-year option. He's going to potentially maybe gets another franchise tag. My question to you is, will Josh Jacobs be on the Raiders next season? My answer, at the very, very end of today's show. Let's go to the first free agent here for the Silver and Black, and we'll try to roll through these quickly here. Jordan Meredith has played in 3 games this season for the Silver and Black, and you're going to see some just win babies. Remember, 0 just win babies, no chance that he's back. 1 just win baby, I'd say 25% chance. 2, 50. 3, 75. 4 just win babies, 100% chance that that player is back next season. Jordan Meredith, it's only 1 just win baby. He is going to be an exclusive rights free agent. If it was up to me, I'm not offering him a contract. The annual average that you're going to see, and you're also going to see the age of every single player on this show. So the annual average value is, if they signed let's hypothetically say a 3-year contract, right, for $30 million, the average annual value would be $10 million. So it's the average of that contract. For Meredith, it's $750K, and the way that this show is going to go, it's just going to get more and more expensive right here. Next name, Isaiah Pola-Mao. This season has had to step up of late, made the 53-man roster last season, and in terms of him coming back in the offseason, I'm giving this one 3 just win babies. In fact, this is the player that I am the most confident that the Raiders figure out a way to bring him back, because it's not going to cost him a lot. He's an exclusive rights free agent. You can offer him a cheap deal on a 1-year contract. He's going to be forced to sign it, and the Raiders would be dumb not to bring back this young man here, because he can do a lot of different things. Let's go to the next free agent here. Justin Herron has played in 3 games this season, has battled some injuries. McDaniel Ziegler, they traded for him last offseason, and he can basically play offensive tackle left side, right side. In terms of him coming back to this team, this one is 0 just win babies. Tuck rule, tuck that. There is absolutely positively no reason why you bring back Herron. He's not a good football player. He can't stay healthy. He was a part of the old regime. And I know this, if I was the brand new head coach, general manager on this team, there's no way I'm bringing back this guy. Let's go to the next name here. It's Amik Robertson. And Amik has done a lot of good things, and he's kind of got the raw end of the stick. He's had a lot of different defensive coordinators, a lot of different schemes that he's had to get a part of, but the dude is an absolute dog. And for that reason, I'm going to give him 2 just win babies. And you can call it a coin flip. And on this show, if you're getting a coin flip, that's a good thing, because I don't know who the new head coach is going to be. I don't know who the new general manager is going to be. And because I don't know who it is, the fact that I am saying there's a 50% chance that Amik Robertson is back speaks volumes of how much that I like Mr. Amik. Now, I got some more names coming up here, but remember, I know this is the regular season. In the offseason, though, we go live at least twice a week. Videos every single day. We will always be an interactive channel. More subs equals more videos, which we have proven time and time again, and it's 100% for free. People who I know are subscribed to the Raiders Report are loyal Raiders Report watchers. Shout out to my guy Taino, El Loco, Robert Jansen, PG, and shout out to King. If you're not already subscribed to the show, take 5 seconds, take 10 seconds, hit subscribe, and if you don't like what you've watched after a week, hit unsubscribe. It costs you absolutely nothing, but if you're like me, I don't take Raider Nation as just a part-time gig. I don't take it as just a seasonal thing. This is 365, and luckily for y'all this year, it's Mitchell Renz 366. So make sure you're subscribed. Let's go to the linebacker position now. It's Curtis Bolton. And Bolton has had some injuries and is a tough firecracker of a player, good run stopper, more of a special teams player. In terms of him coming back, I'm going to only give it one just win maybe because I don't know what the new regime exactly is going to do. He's also going to be 28 years old this offseason, and I'm not really looking to bring him back at $1 million. Like, if I'm the new regime, to me, you can find replaceable players like Curtis Bolton. Let's go to the offense now. Jesper Horsted, and Horsted was a player that I was surprised that ended up making this 53-man roster, and they moved on from O.J. Howard. The old coaching regime liked Horsted a little bit more because of his ability to catch the football, but also Horsted has connections with Champ Kelly, and Kelly, was one of the guys that found him from Chicago, and because of that, I am going to give it just one baby. He's going to be an unrestricted free agent in 2024. I know, it's the Henny talking. And going to be 26 and a half years old, but the reason why it's only one just win, baby, is because of how well Michael Mayer has played, and you know Mayer is going to be your guy, right? Mayer is your number one tight end. And yeah, you might bring him back in terms of depth for a little bit of a practice squad spot, but overall, I'm probably not going to make it a high priority to bring back Jesper Horsted. Got some more free agents coming up here on today's show, but remember, our show today is sponsored by Manscaped, and Manscaped has been a long-time sponsor here of the Raiders Report. And I know this, the Wolf, the guy's jersey I'm repping today, definitely uses Manscaped. And if you want to use Manscaped too, it's manscaped.com. Make sure that you use code Raiders. And Santa Baby, the season for a fresh cut is finally here with the sponsor of today's show, Manscaped. The leader in below-the-waist grooming have just launched their 5th generation performance package to help you avoid another silent night in the bedroom this year. Take care of your special snowflake with the Lawnmower 5.0 Ultra. Watch your South Pole shine like never before. Get the best stocking stuffer of all by going to manscaped.com and using code Raiders for 20% off and free shipping. Mrs. Claus will thank you. Get 20% off and free shipping with code Raiders at manscaped.com. That's 20% off with free shipping at manscaped.com. Just use code Raiders and say ho, ho, ho to all the well-groomed mistletoes with Manscaped. And, I mean, this deal right now, Jeremy, is probably one of the best deals that they've had out there. And luckily, and again, I know a lot of people, if you're like me, if I show you a deal and you're like, Mitch, I'm the type of guy, like, if I see it in my hands and I can hold it, like, that's how I know how good of a deal it is. I'm the exact same way. At Chat Sports, we actually just got to see this brand new package that they are performing here with Manscaped. It's worth every penny, man. The Performance Package 5.0, it's a game changer. It's going to take care of all your male grooming needs, and maybe you don't shave as much as I do, but I'm going to be real with y'all, man, especially during the holidays. I always try to keep it clean. You got to keep it clean during the holidays. Shout out to Manscaped for sponsoring today's show. Let's go to John Jenkins next up here, a 2024 free agent. And Jenkins is getting up there in age. There's no doubt about it. He's done a pretty solid job this season and was definitely a McDaniels, Rob Leonard, Ziegler type of signing. And is he going to be coming back? No. Tucker will tuck that. And it's not that I don't like John Jenkins, but to me, again, you got to look at the new head coach, the new general manager. Why am I going to bring back a defensive tackle that's going to be 34-something years old? I got to be able to figure out what I have in Nestle Jade Silvera. I got to figure out what I have in Byron Young. I got to be able to figure out what I have in a lot of these younger defensive tackles that unfortunately I'm being stuck with because of McDaniels and Ziegler. I'm not going to bring back John Jenkins. Let's go to the wide receiver room here. Deandre Carter. Is he our special teams ace right now? Yes. Punt returns, kick returners, it's Deandre Carter back there. However, the reason why you're not going to bring him back this offseason is because he's not really offering a lot on the offensive side of the football. And if it's up to me, yes, I have liked what I've seen from Carter at times in special teams, but I want to see more out of Trey Tucker, right? Like, I'm not going to bring back DeAndre Carter on a contract when he's going to be 31 years old to start next season. And I got Trey Tucker. Trey Tucker's a better version of DeAndre Carter. You can hate that take. You can love that take. It's just a cold, hard fact. We're going to go back to the defensive tackle room now, and it's Adam Butler. And Butler has done some good things, and I know when you look at the numbers over here, it probably doesn't indicate all the things that Butler is doing because he's a guy who's going to take on double teams, and he's done a lot of good stuff there on the interior. But in terms of bringing him back, it's just one baby. And just, I know it's a tongue twister. Just one, just win, baby. And I say that, again, going to be a guy who's going to be 30 years old, part of the McDaniels and Ziegler regime. I like him, but I just don't see why the new regime would bring him back. Let's go to the offensive line because we got a starter. And anytime you talk about a starter, I think this is the part of the show where I think a lot of people need to start listening because you're going to have a lot of impactful players here for the Silver and Black. And with Greg Van Roten, he has started every game this season. He's been a lot better in certain games and in other games. He's a much better pass blocker than he is a run blocker. But you know what? Sometimes it is what it is. His average annual value, $1.6 million, doesn't cost a lot, but he's going to be 34 years old at the start of next season. And I got to give it only one just win, baby, because new regime. If I have the opportunity to find a new offensive guard that's a little bit younger, I'm probably going to roll with that direction. Here's my question to you, though, and I want you to call the shots here. What's a bigger offseason priority? Is it the offensive side of the football or is it the defensive side of the football? Because if you would have asked us last offseason, I think everyone would have said defense. However, the Raiders spent more heavily on the offensive side of the football. So, what is the bigger offseason priority? Offense, defense? Let me know. Let's go to the offensive side of the football. Let's go back to Ameer Abdullah. Shout out to my guy, Husker Raider. And he doesn't really offer you too much between the tackles. He's more of a pass-catching running back, which is what he's always been. But the reason why he's not going to be coming back to the Raiders is because why would you bring back a 30-plus-year-old running back that doesn't offer you all that much? And I think Ameer is a good player, but let's face it, Ameer Abdullah was brought in because of McDaniels and Ziegler, because of Kennedy Pola-Mao, the Raiders running back coach connection, but I'm not bringing back Ameer Abdullah. Let's go to the tight end here, Austin Hooper. With Jesper Horsted and Austin Hooper both being set here to hit free agency, some of y'all are probably like, well, Mitch, you got to bring back one of these guys, right? No, you don't. And you're not bringing back Hooper. He's going to be 30 years old at the start of next season, maybe 29 years old, and you're going to have to pay him somewhere around $2 million a year. I am so confident in Michael Mayer. And, man, Mayer, I said it when they drafted him, he's going to be a top 5 tight end in the NFL. I'll say it again. Michael Mayer is going to be a top 5 tight end in the NFL. Think about how much better he has gotten in terms of run blocking, in terms of pass blocking from the start of the season to where the season is at now. Michael Mayer is a dog. Let's go to one of my guys here, Jermaine Eluemunor. Even though I kicked his ass in a wing eating contest, Jermaine will always be one of my dogs here, and he's a starting offensive player here. He can play guard, he can play tackle, he can do a lot of different things. But I am only going to give this one just win, baby, because I've talked to Jermaine. And Jermaine is the type of guy where if the Raiders give him a contract, he'd be more than happy to come back to Las Vegas. Jermaine also is about to have a child with the woman that he just married back in March who lives in Las Vegas. Like, their family, their life is built in Las Vegas. And I know Jermaine. Jermaine wants to stay in Las Vegas. But you can't blame the guy. If another team offers him a contract better than what the Raiders give him, he's going to go that direction because, like he's told me, he's got to take care of his family. He wants to be a Raider, but if a team offers him a better deal, he's going to take that deal. Let's go to the starting center now for the Las Vegas Raiders. It's Andre James. He's played in 12 games this season. He's allowed 3 sacks and had some ups. He's had some downs. There's no doubt about that. But Andre James, to me, is another player that continues to get better and better and better and better as he continues to progress. He's only 26 and a half years old. He'll be 27 when the season starts next season. The question is, how much are you going to pay him? Because his average annual value as it stands right now is at about $4.3 million. And to me, if it was up to me, I'm bringing back Andre James. But the reason why I don't know what's going to happen is because I know when Dylan Parham was drafted, he was drafted to be a potential center. Now with the new regime, I'm curious to see what they do with Dylan Parham. Let's go to Bilal Nichols, another free agent here for the Silver and Black. 36 tackles, the best defensive tackle that the Raiders have, but because he's made about $5.5 million per year on average, and he's 27 years old, it's only one just win, baby. I will admit, if Champ Kelly comes back, and Champ Kelly is your general manager, this goes up to 2, maybe 3 just win babies. But because of where I am at right now, and because we have absolutely no idea who is going to be back next season as head coach and general manager, as it stands right now, it is only 1. So coming up here next on the show, Josh Jacobs. Will the Raiders be keeping Josh Jacobs? My answer is going to be, for those of you that are watching this live, you're not going to get hit with the YouTube ad break. For those of you that aren't watching this live, you're about to get hit with the YouTube ad break. All right, Josh Jacobs, is he going to be coming back to the Silver and Black? Obviously one of the best running backs in the league. Obviously was franchise tagged this season. The Raiders will not franchise tag him again. However, though, Jacobs coming back, it's only one just win, baby. I've said it once. I've said it twice. I've said it a bunch of times on this show. I love me some Jacobs, but the way that the Raiders are trending, where the Raiders are at overall with their roster, it does not make sense to pay a running back over $10 million. Now, if Jacobs wants to come back on a cheap deal, it's a different conversation to be had. And for those of you that are subscribed that watch the show, I put out this video, Jacobs' future revealed, a few months ago. I've been saying for a long time, Josh Jacobs will not be back on the Las Vegas Raiders. Whether you like that, whether you don't, he's not going to be the running back next season. They're going to look to the draft because Amir White, he stinks. So far, we've gone through 16 free agents, and guess what? That's all the free agents for the Las Vegas Raiders in 2024. Here are the first 8 names: Jordan Meredith, Isaiah Pola-Mao, Justin Herron, Amik Robertson, Curtis Bolton, Jesper Horsted, John Jenkins, Deandre Carter, and then Adam Butler, Greg Van Roten, Ameer Abdullah, Austin Hooper, Jermaine Eluemunor, Andre James, Bilal Nichols, and Josh Jacobs. Those are the 16 free agents for the Silver and Black. But you know what? My free agent priority list is this: Andre James, Jermaine Eluemunor, Amik Robertson, and Isaiah Pola-Mao. Versatility, cheap deal, bring him back. Amik Robertson, dog, a guy that I want to build around. Jermaine Eluemunor, I don't know if he's a starting caliber offensive lineman, but his versatility at offensive tackle and offensive guard, it makes sense. Andre James is a top 10 center. He might even be a top 8, 7 center in the league. Josh Jacobs, if you're wondering what that asterisk is, it's this: the only way I am bringing back Josh Jacobs on this team is if he takes a team-friendly deal. I will not give Jacobs anything more than $7 million a year. I won't do it because of where the running back market is at, because of how many other talented running backs out there. It's not that I don't want Jacobs, but it's best case for the Raiders. This isn't the Josh Jacobs report. It's the Raiders report. And bringing back Jacobs where the Raiders are currently at doesn't make a lot of sense. If you guys want more topics from me, make sure to follow me on Instagram, Twitter, at Mitchell Renz 365 for the latest going on around the Silver and Black.